G'day, Greg here from Custom Guns. Today I'm doing a review on the RUGER PC carbine. PC standing for pistol caliber. Really been looking forward to this one. We've been waiting a wee while for it and it's finally turned up. So what is it? It's a rifle made by RUGER. It is a pistol caliber. This one's chambered in 9mm. Uses pistol caliber magazines. This is a RUGER Security 9 magazine. They also come with an adapter that you can fit Glock magazines into it. So you can run either Glock or RUGER mags. That's standard in the kit. It's a takedown model, so with the action locked back, you have a little lever underside here. Pull that quarter turn, or not even a quarter, and it breaks apart. So it makes for a nice little pack rifle. Easy to pack up, put it in your kit, and doesn't take up too much space. Reasonably lightweight. It uses a dead blow style action, so it's kind of an oversized RUGER 1022. So basically the dead blow action is like a blowback style but with a floating weight in the head. Works quite well. I've got this sighted in now, just put a few shots through it and thought we'll do a little video on it and give it a run. So this one I've set up. They do come standard with ghost ring sights. I've removed those and put an over barrel suppressor on. This is a DPT suppressor. 35 cal, which suits the 9mm cartridges, and I've put a little 1.5 to 5 VX3 scope on. That'll give us, I think, a really versatile little hunting rifle. The 9mm cartridge is not long range, of course. It's just a small pistol style cartridge, so they don't have much purpose for long range use. There's no real need to put a big sight on it. I thought a 1.5 to 5 would be great. That's your 9mm cartridge. You could also do a red dot or something like that, or even the ghost ring sights I thought were quite good, but I don't mind having a little bit of zoom, so I thought I'll go to a 1.5 to 5. I think that's quite versatile. So what we're going to do today is a little bit of a test. I've got it on the bench today just to see what the accuracy's like. I've got 3 different types of ammunition. The cheap stuff that you're going to be able to buy is a full metal jacket. This is 124 grain from S&B, 124 grain FMJs. You can buy them for 25 bucks a pack or somewhere around that. The hollow point, a little more expensive. They're about 35 a pack. For a pack of 50, and that's a 115 grain hollow point. And then from Federal, and they're about 45 a pack, that's a 147 grain hollow point. Stated velocity for the hollow point, which I thought would be interesting, will be about 1,000, maybe 1,100 feet per second in a rifle length barrel, which should have a sneak maybe just under the speed of sound. So hopefully that'll be nice as a quiet option for really bringing the noise level down, especially being suppressed. So I thought we'll get a bit of an accuracy test going. We'll try all 3 and see how they go for accuracy. I thought I'd try it for accuracy in terms of how consistently will it go back to 0. So of the 3 of them, I figure I'll pick the best in terms of accuracy, and then I'll do a shot string where I'll open the action up, disconnect the barrel, reconnect the barrel and shoot it again, and just do a group like that and see how much poorer or how much effect it has by having the barrel removal, how much that affects the accuracy. And then I thought we can do some tests on how the ammo, the projectiles themselves perform, so we'll do a little test with that. So we'll see how we go. So first up, I'm going to load up, I'll do 6 rounds of each. They come supplied with a 7-round magazine. I just figure 6 is probably fine. That'll give us an indication of accuracy. A 7-round magazine, of course, complies for A category in New Zealand, being a sporting style firearm and not a high capacity mag. So it comes supplied with a 7-rounder. So I'll do 6 shot groups at a target at 50 yards, and we'll see how we go for accuracy. Yeah. All right, pretty interesting results. I was quite pleasantly surprised at the accuracy. These were shots at 50 yards, of course. The 124 FMJ, 1250 feet per second, pretty tidy little group. The flyer here, I almost think it's probably me. There's not a lot of zoom to the scope, and it does block out a fair amount of the target. But that's really pretty tidy. The hollow point, again, a reasonable group and one loose one, could well have been me. And the 147 hollow points, a little slower, 1102 feet per second, and again a nice tidy group. I think they all shot reasonably similar in terms of accuracy, and possibly it was me not really getting the best out of it, because I think I should have probably put a better scope on for sort of accuracy testing. I don't think I'm really being fair, and I sort of expected it would be a little bit more, a little bit less accurate than this, to be honest, but quite pleasantly surprised. The projectiles themselves, that's your 124 FMJ. It's a full metal jacket. The hollow points, there's the 115, which is a smaller hollow point, this fella here, and then the 147 hollow point, larger, sort of more cavernous hollow point, a little bit more weight. I was quite interested to see the result of the velocity. Did have I don't know whether the camera picked that up and was able to record the audio, but certainly the noise reduction was pretty substantial with the 147s. So that would make probably a pretty discreet sort of round for use around farms and that sort of thing, or where you don't want to be disturbing livestock or other animals. The 147s are designed to expand at low velocities. You see, it's really quite a cavernous sort of hollow point. So it will, I think it'll work quite well as a sort of small to medium game hunting cartridge, certainly, and pretty quiet. So I think probably be a really handy sort of firearm for use around the farm, and certainly your sort of small to medium sort of pest animals, maybe goats and that sort of stuff, pigs definitely. It'd make quite an effective round for that sort of thing. Small deer, I think, would probably be reasonably practical. Your large deer, I think it's going to be a bit marginal for that, but it would work if your shot placement was good and good bullet selection. But I think for the intended purpose as a low-cost firearm, they're really quite impressive. I'm quite pleased with the accuracy. So, all right, for the next test, we're just going to try the accuracy and see how it goes when we remove the barrel and then refit it. So what I'm going to do, we're going to run 5 rounds. I'm going to use the 124 FMJs. We'll load 1 round into the magazine, fire it, disconnect the barrel, reconnect it, load another round, and we'll do that 5 times. And we'll shoot that and do a group at 50 yards. We'll see how we go. All right, let's go have a look. Alright, well that was a pretty interesting little test. I've got 5 shots here. I would say, excuse me, the 5 shots would probably be pretty similar to the groups that we were just shooting. It's same distance and that sort of stuff. Doesn't really seem to have affected the accuracy pretty much at all. I would think I could possibly shoot it a little better if I had a bigger scope, but in any target that you chose to use it for in a hunting scenario, if you're shooting at hares or rabbits or goats or that sort of thing, I mean that's for field accuracy, that's fantastic really. And to think that you can rely on that from a barrel that's been disconnected and reconnected, that's really probably pretty satisfying to know that that result's as good as it gets. Now we have one more test to do, so we'll go and have a look at that now. Okay, so for this last test, what I've done through extensive research into ballistics is I've found that the best way to test ammunition, if you want to see what it's going to perform like on game, is to use bottles of fizz. So I've got 3 bottles of fizz we're going to set up down range. I'm going to use one of each different type of ammunition, and we'll be able to tell by how it affects the bottle when the bullet impacts as to how well it's going to work on your target animals. Let's give it a go. Alright, 3 shots. First one will be the 124 FMJ. Second one's going to be the 115 hollow point. Third one's going to be the 147. Got 3 bottles of fizz down range. We'll see how they go. Seems to work alright. Alright, as you can tell by our very comprehensive test, the first bottle, the 124 FMJ, bullet hole in, bullet hole out. A little bit of damage on the bottom of the bottle. I think that was the next round because it fell behind the hollow points. So there's some damage to the bottom of the bottle here, but basically straight through, which you sort of expect with a full metal jacket. So not as much expansion. The other 2 bottles, the 115, pretty extensive expansion, and the 124 really quite comprehensive expansion, so you can pretty well guarantee anything you shoot will explode if you use the 147 grainers. Alright, hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'll catch you next time.